Yo! Top of the evening, top of the morning, you beautiful savages. What is going on, guys? I went out and got my own vid test today and came back with a plus on it. So, what are you supposed to do here? I go get a test on Tuesday, right? Nothing, sitting around waiting. You can't leave, you can't go do nothing. And I still have no results. So I went and got a self test, and sure enough, came back as the old plus on there. So, yeah, not too bad. Hopefully, knock on wood, knock on something that does not get any worse. But I'm okay other than that. If anyone gives a rat's ass, right? What do we got going today? DFV Roaring Kitty has been playing Santa Claus over on the old Reddit, handing out awards all over. He is active. He's looking over us as the original OG leader. Not a lot of talked about that. Anytime I get to talk about Roaring Kitty, I'm gonna. I brought it up on with Jackson Hunter. A lot of you newer type of vapes, I'm sure you've heard of them, but go back. I'll pop a link to his YouTube in it. I've done it 3 or 4 times in there. It's fun to watch. I've gone through. I haven't watched them all because he streamed. He streamed before anybody even thought of talking anything about a meme stock, a shorted stock. He got laughed to the gills. I've got some funny screenshots I'm gonna share with you guys. Or did I put it on the community page? I think I put it on Twitter. Either way, they're just hilarious. People just like he's got snakes coming out of his ears. Crazy, insane talk, right? And this was when GameStop was $3, $4, $8, whatever the hell, way moons ago. So fun to watch that. Fun to find out what he saw before anybody did, because the stuff he's looking at is the same stuff we've been looking at over the last year, right? And here we are today. So he is keeping an eye on us. A couple other things too, and we'll talk about this dickhead Chucky Gasparino too here in a brief video clip of this guy. Good night. All these little media people have like their own. They have their own little niche of what they do, right? You know, Melissa Lee came out and she the naked shorts right on live TV, and then all of a sudden she's an ape and helped me with documentaries and having all the YouTube guys on, blah blah blah. Then you got Gasparino. His sole job is just to taunt. That's because that's all he does. I mean, what do they tell that guy? This is your job to do, stir it up so we get these apes to come on when you... I don't know, man. It's just so... It goes to manipulated. Everything's manipulated. I've come to... The whole world is. Jesus, grimy. Sell-offs, too. This was yesterday from our old savage over there on Usual Wales. 136,000 crypto accounts totaling 526 million have been liquidated within 24 hours. That was yesterday at 6:37 p.m. So yesterday evening, afternoon, depending where you're at. I think that's 6:37 my time. So roughly about 28 hours ago, a little bit over half of a billion ducats was liquidated. As we know, the last week or so, well, the market as well too. Crypto's been tanking a little bit. I think we got some money shuffling around and this and that and the other thing, right? Back to kind of sort of what I was bringing up last night, just back to the basics. Like I was saying yesterday, I seen the comments, you guys, thank you. Not a lot of people freaked out. A couple people took certain words that I was saying and compounded into one negative thing. No, most of you guys got exactly what I was saying. But it's little stuff with this. It all goes back to the buy the stock, hold the stock. No, we're in this for a short squeeze. Period. End of story. Both these stocks, sundial guys, whoever the hell you are, BBB wise, all those guys, short squeeze. We're in this for a short squeeze play. End of story. Right? So it's the little tiny things. Go back and like the numbers, the data that I talked about yesterday. We're holding the stock until the shorts cover their position. End of story. We could take all the other stuff. Sure, it's all great, but the bottom line is just little things like this. This right here, tweeted out by Unusual Whales. This does not happen, you guys. You guys know this. GameStop ran 32% in after hours, a little bit more than that. Just call it what it is. 32% in after hours yesterday. This tweet was also posted yesterday. We know what happened Thursday, right? So the stock ran 32%, opened the following morning at plus 26%, and basically went back to even. You lost all of that stock the next day on what the media, hedge funds, whoever wants us to think that this had to do with the crypto announcement, the NFT announcement, right? All the gains for the great news, right? And then all of a sudden they disappear. Common sense. That doesn't happen, right? And that's what Unusual Whales is saying, and that's what I'm saying. It's little things like that just gets me jacked to the gills. These guys have to go out and put out a horseshit article about an NFT marketplace. And can you imagine Ryan Cohen right now? Every time I think of that, it's Ryan Cohen. Just the guy's a genius. Just wait till he makes this announcement or whatever. Any announcements in the future. He has been deaf, mute, silent, which is the best thing you can do, right? But that alone, you guys, just little thing like that, and it puts my mind to ease. So they put together monster articles, run it exactly when the articles come out, almost to the minute, and then the next morning on all the good news, we lose all of those gains. Right there. That's all we need to know, right? It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Okay, this is what we were talking about too. Let's just touch on this. I don't want to go too long this evening because I want to touch on this Chucky Gasparino. This post made total sense. In the space of 3 seconds, the votes went from circa 5K to 2.5K. As an ape was totally against options, check my history. I do think this makes sense and find it surprising it's being surpassed so hard. Look at the upvotes at the time. This goes back to me saying yesterday, this is about the Charles Grandane video, about how this thing's flashing, disappearing, votes are disappearing. Yeah, just take a peek at this. I'm going to pop this in. You guys want to do a little bit more investigating on this. Shout out to Gimme Free Tendies. A beautiful name. Absolutely love it on the Super Stonk page. But kind of goes what I was saying yesterday about that video. That's why I said important. Share that other one, as much as you can. Because that's important stuff. These guys don't want you to see shit on certain posts that's, incriminating shit. Whatever. So, yeah, mind-blowing. DFV. There's his Reddit portfolio. His award karma is what went up 4,000 points yesterday. He was saying the OG Tard still walks among us. Karma's up 4K issuing awards today. Everything he ever said in the bull thesis on GameStop's turnaround is coming to fruition before our eyes. I'll never forget some wise words from him on his YouTube streams. Short sellers are just future buyers. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Society Wall Street, thank you, sir, for finding that out. That's cool. Roaring Kitty out there blasting little awards like little St. Nicholas out there, right? Super cool. Super, super, super cool. Okay, here we go. Shout out to Scotty C1 Stonk Trader over on the Twitter. Well, here's the latest from Charlie Tuna Assparino talking more trash on AMC, GME, Fox Business. This guy is bringing your ratings down to gutter level. It should be over there with Jimmy Chill Kramer. Let's take a listen, see what this dickhead's got to say here. Okay, folks?
I'm never going to cite the meme stock craze being over because I've seen frenzies last after they should be over. The whole controversy over Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac shares in the last couple of years will show that it could last years. But traders are really saying that, this whole meme stock trade is starting to get a little long in the tooth. And what they're citing is what happened last night. Both GameStop and AMC, they were up double digits. I believe GameStop was up 30% last night in after-hours tradings. When GameStop basically announced stuff that it was already doing. It was going to get into the NFT and the crypto marketplace. And with that, it was like game on with meme stocks. They trade in tandem. I think AMC was up double digits, maybe like 10%. I can't remember the last print last night. But if you look at what happened, and me and Ellie Tourette, my producer, have been querying traders today. What's going on? Why did it peter out so badly? I mean, if you notice, GameStop might be closing a little higher into the close, but it's still not up 30% today. The trading, it's more like up 4%. AMC is up maybe 2%. Why did it peter out so much? And what they're citing is this. The highs that are achieved by these stocks on supposedly good news are lower. The lows that are achieved on bad news, earnings, maybe just one major blockbuster for AMC and other movies underperforming at the box office, the lows are lower, and it's a trading pattern. Now, that doesn't mean the stock's going to go down to 3 or 1 cent, as Rich Greenfield, the analyst, predicts tomorrow. But there is a recalibration going on with this. And if interest rates do rise, Liz, that's going to be a recalibration of risk potentially across the spectrum. And the first stocks that usually get hit are these types of stocks. That doesn't mean the apes are going to sell all of them. Some might. But if there's any institutions holding them, Jim Simon of Renaissance apparently holds some AMC. They may recalibrate the risk of owning these things and maybe just say, hey, let's count our winnings, see where we bought this out, and move on. So there are some weird trading patterns going on here. We should point out that the claims by the apes that there's going to be a short squeeze on here still have not materialized. If you're an average investor out there and you think that this thing is going to short squeeze and the price is going to run up, I'd be very, very careful, because that is not happening. There is no empirical evidence that you can't short this stock or can't borrow the stock or can't buy the stock. There is no short squeeze going on. So be very careful with that. Who knows why people are saying that, obviously, to pump up the stock. So that's where we are with this, Liz. Is this the final innings? Can't tell you. But there is an interesting trading pattern going on here, and it's with higher interest rates, maybe we are in the final innings of stock trades. Back to you.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Oh, Chucky, you know exactly what's going on, sir. Oh, my God, that's hard to listen to, isn't it? I mean, he got a little bits and pieces of it right, but to twist it with what you think or what you're supposed to say to us? Sir, please. Oh, man. Okay, before we get out of here, details have come out that the Fed on the largest bank bailout in history in 2019, but media is ignoring it. One key sentence, I'm going to blast this into here for your guys' viewing pleasure, but look at the numbers right here. In 2008, the period known as the Great Recession began with the Fed doled out $3.144 trillion in repo loans to big commercial banks to bail them out. Between September 17th of 2019 and July of 2020, the repo loans totaled a whopping $11.23 trillion, over 3.5 times as large as 2008's loans. If you find, folks, just by reading that alone, don't think something is going on with our beloved stock market and the whole entire planet, that's really all you need to read right there in a couple sentences. Yeah-oh. Okay, guys, let's get the hell out of here. Not much going on. Let's cool our jets, get hydrated up for next week, and let's see what in the God's green earth happens next week, right? All right, guys, we'll talk to you later.